What is up, guys? Tsunami01 here with another FIFA 16 formation review. Already have a whole bunch of different formation reviews guides if you guys want to check them out after this video. But this one's going to be focusing on the 4-2-2 formation. This is a great formation for those midfield heavy leagues and teams that you create in Ultimate Team or possibly online regular games. Now, we're going to be talking about, like in any other formation reviews guys, the best instructions, the best players, and the pros and the cons of this formation. So we're going to start off with the instructions for the left back, right back, just like in any formation I've done so far. You want them to stay back while attacking. You want them to have at least 80 pace and at least 80 defense. Give or take a few, a little bit higher pace, you can do a little less defense and vice versa. Then you got your center backs. Very, very important position. You want to have at least 70 pace and at least 80 defense. By default, they are stay back while attacking, so maintain it that way. You want to have really good players. There's a lot of budget players that you can get that have 84 defense and around 70 pace. Those are really good. The higher the defense, the better. Of course, then you got the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, you just want to make sure he fits in with your chemistry and that he's got great reflexes and diving, positioning. All those stats are really, really important. Then we get into the chunkum things. This formation has two center defensive mids. These center defensive mids, you want them to be good at defense as well as pretty good in attack. At least one of them. At least one of those players has to be really good attacking players. A Philip Lahm, a Kevin Prince Boateng. They can be around 70 defense and around 70 passing, that have good passing, shooting, dribbling stats that can really help facilitate in the attack but can also help out in defense. So if you want to have somebody that's more of an all-around player, you can have one of those, and then a true CDM that's really good at defense, that'll stay back a little bit more. Both of these players, of course, you want them to stay back while attacking and cut passing lanes, but you want to have one that's more of a CDM, that he'll stay back. His main stats are defense. He might not be that great at passing, but you'll have another player that's more of an all-around player. Or you can just have two all-around players that have at least 70 defense and then are also good at passing, dribbling, and can really help facilitate in the attack as well as defense. But you never want to be too much pressure on the attack, because then your defense will be very vulnerable and your center backs will be the only ones to fend for themselves. You want to make sure that these center midfielders at least know a little bit how to play defense so that they can help out, slow down the attack, and help out the center backs and the rest of the back line. Then, in this formation is really similar to the 4-4-2 formation, which I did a guide on a couple days ago. This formation, though, does not have wingers or left mids and right mids. Instead, it has center attacking mids on the outside. Now, what that does is that attacking, it's going to go a little bit worse. Why? Just because you don't have the shooting power. Usually wingers, the left mid, right mids, they're a little bit better at shooting. They're a little bit pacier. They can help you get on those counterattack and allow you to score some more goals that way. But the advantage of having center attacking mids on the outside is, first, the position I think is a little bit better. The spacing is a little bit better for passing. 4-4-2, one of the biggest complaints I had about it was that passing possession football was really tough with it, since you only had two center midfielders and those were the ones that were reliable for passing. You really had to make sure you had good passers as well as defenders in that position. In this formation, though, you have two center attacking mids to go along with those two center defensive mids. These players can have good passing abilities. There's a lot cheaper players in these formation, in this position, that you can get that have not only good passing but good shooting, good dribbling stats. Usually they're not meant to score all the goals, like you're gonna need them in this formation, but they have good passing, and since you have two strikers in this formation, you can get away with it quite a bit. What you want to make sure, don't really need to put much instructions on them. You can tell them to stay forward just so you don't make them waste stamina, especially if you're comfortable with your center defensive mids to help out your back line. But usually you just want to have good players. These guys, pretty pacey. I would put more pacey players than what you would usually have for center attacking mids since they're on the outside. But since they aren't so far outside, they're really good for passing. You gotta use your center defensive mids as well in your attack. Don't necessarily have to push them forward and start shooting with those center defensive mids, but you definitely want to pass with your center attacking mids, pass backwards a little bit to those center defensive mids, switch the field. You definitely don't just want to rely on your center attacking mids and your strikers to score goals, because you will have problems with scoring goals if that is what you choose to do. Now, this formation has 2 strikers, so that'll be where most of your scoring opportunities, scoring goals will come from. One of them, just like in any formation that has 2 strikers for me, I like him to be a strong guy, good physical stats, good passing, and I tell him to stay central and be target man. I want him just outside the penalty box. Get him the ball to him, and then let him look for players. He's got to have pretty good passing stats as well, so he can look for players, look for those center attacking mids, look for the other striker making some nice little runs. In the other striker formation, I like to have him be a little bit more pacey. Someone like a Sturridge, a Loic Remy, they're a little pacier, and then I tell him to stay central but get him behind. That way they make some runs. You can get the ball to the first striker who's a little stronger, who's a little bit better passer, and then make him look for those runs of the other striker who's got that get in behind trait, and you can really get some good moves going there. And that other striker is mainly there just for scoring. He's not there for possession, he's not there for passing, he's just there to score you goals. And that could be a big con in this formation. If you don't have the right players, scoring goals could be a con. But if you have the right center attacking mids and you have the right strikers, you're gonna be able to score goals, you're gonna be able to maintain possession, and of course with those 2 center defensive mids, you're gonna have great defense. But that's basically it, guys. Make sure you pass with this formation. It's a possession formation, really good. You got a bunch of midfielders. Do not rely on pace. That's not what this formation is about. It's about passing, getting the ball through the middle, and moving the ball up the pitch. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this, please like, comment, and share this video with all your friends. Click on the top left if you want to see all my tutorials. I have a whole bunch of tutorials, over 25 different tutorials. Make sure to check those out. Click on the top right if you want to see my Road to Glory, Road to Division 1 tip series. Click on the bottom left if you want to see all my other formation reviews / guides to find out what formation best fits your playstyle. And of course, click on the bottom right to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future tutorials or formation reviews. Thank you guys so much.